What is up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Pushing Buttons. This is episode 37. I didn't have to look at the number in the back. This is episode 37. What is up, y'all? We are back with another episode. I am one half of the Bromance B. And I am joined by my lovely, let's continue to say how lovely they are, co-hosts. To my left, I have the very popular, melanin glowing, microphone toting, skin glowing, the second most beautiful man on planet Earth, right after my papa. Shout out to you, Dad. Keith.
What's going on? Can't be number one?
No.
Never? Okay, cool.
You're number two.
Okay.
Be content with number two.
I'll take number two.
Yeah.
Number
It's not
two
bad. It's not bad. It's not bad to be the second most beautiful man on planet Earth.
Okay.
There's a lot of men out there. And then all the way to the end of this couch, we have the very popular, very Instagrammable, Miss IG her damn self, Claudia.
What's up, guys?
Yep. And this is the crew. This is always the crew. I do want to go around the room and see how everybody is doing, but before we get started, I do want to say that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we are on Anchor for your ass. We're on YouTube, so go subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Just go subscribe, give us some comments, give us some love, show some likes. I don't know, whatever you do on YouTube, go watch the shit. That's all I care about. And go listen too. So we are gonna go around the room and see how everybody is doing. So we will start with Keith. Keith, how you be?
I'm doing all right. I mean, it's okay. Stuff at work happened, but I'm doing fine.
Yeah, you've had a while.
Yeah, I know it's been a wild week.
Yeah, it's been a while. We recorded twice.
Yeah, the second time. Yeah.
Yeah, you've got stuff going on at work. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy
but
stuff.
it's fine.
You're okay though?
I'm okay.
All right, we're here for you, man. Claudia, how you be?
I'm good. I'm doing good. I was actually complaining to Keith before you came in, and so
you don't know.
You know, off cameras, I mentioned earlier this week that my mom has a situation with the IRS, and so due to that, we had to go and do a police report. So I go into the police station, and so here's what I'm going to say. They really need some customer service type of training, because the way this man was talking to me was a little crazy, and I felt like he put me out of character, because I was just like, nah, you're not going to talk to me like that. And so the first thing was, there's this barrier, so you cannot go past that barriers, and I get it, COVID, but there was someone right next to me, and me being me, I was like, hey, were you here first? Like, I'm not gonna be that person. And he's like, I told you to stay there. I was like, yo, I got it. I'm asking him, if he was before me. I get where you're telling me. I understand that I cannot pass this. And so then all the other cops just looked at me like, bitch, why are you talking like that? So I kept talking at him, since he decided to talk at me, not to me. Mm-hmm. And
I
then
like
when
that little subtle tweak got you, B.
Yeah. So then when we finally went and spoke to someone so they could help us with the police report, this person decides to question my mom on whether her social security is legit or not, because the first 3-digit numbers she had never seen before. I was like, the reason you've never seen that number is because those are California numbers. Because each state, I didn't know this, but each state has their own 3 first digits for the social security. And she's like, oh, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm like, no, she's a U.S. citizen. Like, what the I was blown. I wanted to just flip shit. I was like, this is why we're in the mess we're in, because y'all don't know how to talk to people. Like, who does that? I was pissed.
Damn.
And then on top of that, for me, it wasn't so much me. It's like the minute you like, that's my mom. Like, I'm a whole different person when it comes to my mom. Like, don't play those games. So yeah, that was. But
Police
other
not your
than
friend.
that, no, fuck them. Other than that, I've been good. Life is good.
That's good.
B don't know what to say. Just say Blue Lives Matter now.
Damn, the police got. They want the police to do that. They want the police to be super. They want the police to be Captain America.
Police is rude in the police
But
station.
it's
though.
rude. Don't.
It is.
You
Have you
can
ever
talk
went
to
into
me.
a police station? They not the nicest people. In the world.
They're not nice. And then you know what else blew
The
me?
DMV isn't either, but we're not asking them to shut down.
No, the DMV, they're also assholes, and I call them out. But what blew me was that right after us, of course, a white lady came in and they said, "Ma'am, how may we help you?"
Nice.
Oh, they didn't do the ma'am. How many?
I'm like, okay, I see.
Maybe they, couldn't tell. They're like,
I don't give a fuck if you can tell or not. Like, whether, to me, it's like whether you're a cop, whether you work at a shoe store. I've walked out of shoe stores because people don't I'm not gonna want to interact with you if you're being rude.
oh yeah, I walk away.
Like, no. So it's not just like police, but I would have thought that you'd have a little bit, because I've been to that same police station and I haven't had that happen. Like, the person was fairly nice, but today I don't know how they thought they were, I don't know. I was just like, fuck you. I was not having it. I was like, no, you're not gonna be disrespectful. Watch how you talk.
Damn. Good thing you made it out alive, bro.
Yeah, good thing you did. Yeah, I know. Right? Never know these days.
Yeah, you can't shoot back in there.
Well, I'm not gonna be disrespected though. Yeah, or at least not.
Yeah,
You're not
I feel
gonna
you.
disrespect
I
my
feel you.
mom either. Like,
I feel you.
we're not under arrest. We're here to have you help us.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh, that shit gets lost in translation though. I've never had a good experience going to a police station. Like, it's never gonna get, like, whatever you're going there for is not, like, you're walking in there to, like, you're not gonna get anything out of it. Like, if I walked in there and I was like, my bike was stolen, they're like, all right, we'll let you know when we get it.
Good luck.
You know?
They told you?
Yep, good luck, like, figure it out, I do get it though. Customer service could be better there, I would think. There's a lot of places customer service could be better in. But,
So many places.
like, I went to AutoZone and I recently went to AutoZone, same thing. I was like, man, I'm not, like, you're asking me these questions. I'm asking you the questions because you're the person that's supposed to know what the fuck this is about. Like,
Why is customer service not great, do you think, in places?
because I see too many people, maybe. That could drain you. Like, seeing people all the time drains you.
Okay. But that's your job, though. You signed up.
That's true.
I mean,
So, I mean, I understand if a customer is an asshole.
yeah.
I understand
customers
that you're
can be
going to,
not the greatest people in the world,
and sometimes it could be, at least for customer service, that they're just having a shitty day. I give them that benefit of the doubt sometimes. Like, maybe a customer came in and just fucked
not
up
the
your
cop.
whole day. but here's the thing: for all of them to act the same way in that place, and the thing is that this isn't a one-time thing.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a constant thing.
All right. I got you, Claudia. Fuck the cops. Damn, we forgot to flip this shit. All right, we're like 5 minutes in, so we'll stop this
Something
one.
like
It looks like 5 minutes off. Jeez. Fuck.
cut that out. You know
No.
that. Come on, man.
Cut it out.
You know what you're going to do.
Thanks, Keith. Thanks, Keith.
He's going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
See?
I'm good. I'm good. As good as it's gonna get. I think mentally I'm starting to get there. Like, in the right path now.
Hanging in?
Yeah. I wasn't okay still. I wanted to make it seem like I was, but I wasn't. And I think I'm now heading in that
A slow
trajectory.
climb.
Good.
Yeah. Slowly getting back into the rhythm of things. But yeah, there was something I wanted to mention about that. About customer service. Now I forgot. Whatever.
We'll do it some other
Yeah,
time.
we'll do it some other time. We're gonna move along because we've got some shit to cover today. Keith, you're you're the one that's gonna walk us
crap.
through your topic today, man.
Nah.
You're so antsy all the time over your topic, man. Like, what is it? Like,
I don't know.
You never give yourself enough credit. It's always good too.
You got this. You got this. Come on.
You make topics for the whole podcast, but the
Right.
fucking one topic for you is scary. What's up, man? What is the topic for the week?
It actually happened today. So my girl was looking on the internet and she saw this thing for like Monopoly, and they're gonna change the cards for the Monopoly because they don't quite translate to today's like terms.
Wait,
So-
what?
Yeah, it was stupid when I heard it. So like they want to change like the beauty contest because it's not inclusive or whatever. Like the card, some of the cards like bank error in favor. That's like wrong because it's robbing the bank. You're supposed to give the money back. Like they want to change the cards
But
to
that's-
something different.
That's the point of the game.
And
You're not gonna go out there and do
It's
that.
The game is called Monopoly.
and
There's nothing good about a Monopoly.
They actually have a vote to change it too. They like got
Yo.
these cards to change the cards.
I'm gonna go off one day. Like everything I truly feel one day is gonna come out. I'm scared. Like one day I'm gonna say some shit like that's off the wall.
And it was like
crazy.
it was like instead of like the bank error, you can like volunteer and you get $50 instead of and it was
not playing
so
Monopoly.
weird. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
So what you're saying is I gotta go buy all the Monopolies I want right now with the rules that I have before.
Yeah, otherwise the cards will be different and it'll be some
Jesus
whack
fuck.
cards that you don't like.
Yo, you guys.
I was like, so what they gonna do about pay poor tax? We just mad at homeless people now? That's so stupid.
Yo, PSA.
I don't
PSA.
I didn't understand. I was like, I don't get this.
PSA.
This is not an issue. Why are we mad about a board game?
PSA. Society. Hi. Be here. Can you stop fucking with things? We're not going to be able to do shit at some point, and then you're going to be mad. You're killing comedy. You're killing jokes. You're killing sense of humor. You're killing games now. You're killing everything. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? If you're watching, listening, whatever, yo, get your shit together, man. Because this is ridiculous. You changing the rules of Monopoly
Changing
because it's not inclusive.
it don't feel like Gen Z type. It's not.
You
It's
fucks.
all Gen Z.
It was like one of the cards like you didn't spend locally, pay $50. Like you didn't spend locally, you didn't spend you didn't shop locally in your area. You have to pay money.
So now we care about shit like that.
Exactly. That's why I'm like.
But when we were looting shit, that wasn't a problem.
I was like, this is so stupid. I didn't get it.
Wow.
That's what I had.
We've stooped so low as society, bro.
I was like, really?
That's like the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Sorry, I know it's stupid, right?
Yeah, you know how much I love Monopoly too.
I know.
That makes me extremely sad.
It does. I was like, I gotta make sure I get in the original game.
The whole purpose of the game is to scam.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is what the game is all about.
Like
It's
the
a
whole,
scam the whole time from the start to finish.
yeah, like the game is to monopolize. Monopoly's not a good thing, folks.
Yeah, if you didn't know this.
We're gonna stop calling it Monopoly next.
Probably.
It's gonna be called support local businesses. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? You guys are fucking dumb. Like, I hate y'all. Not the listeners, because I love y'all. But if you're like that, I hate you. Like, not everything. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Well, Monopoly, please don't change the rules. But look, I wanted to say about something, right? I read somewhere, I think I've said this before on here, and I've read it somewhere else too, where it said something about some topics don't deserve devil's advocates. I just wanted to say something about that. Like, because they were like, oh, like certain topics in life, like racism and all this other stuff. I read it somewhere. I'm pretty sure. I hope they're.
So they only want to see one side of
Where?
the story or something?
Huh? I've heard it. See, that's not the only place I saw it, right? I saw it multiple times already where people are like, you can't play devil's advocate with certain things. First of all, I can play with whatever the fuck I want to play with. That's one. Like, I can be a devil's advocate to whatever the fuck I want. Right? Just because you don't agree with what I'm playing devil's advocate with, I have to stop devil advocating? No, I'm going to be in the middle all the time. I'm going to challenge what you believe in because That's what I like to do. And whether you like it or not, like, that's up to you. If the shit offends you, if shit that we talk about offends you, then stop listening. Honestly.
As simple as that.
You know what I'm saying? We don't got that many listeners, so fucking 2 going away is not going to make a fucking difference.
You said it right. That's
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't like it, don't fucking listen. That's as simple as that.
Same thing with anything else you listen to or don't like. If you don't like it, why are you watching it?
Because people are low key entertained. Because you're low key curious. Because you're low key, your fucking conscience doesn't let you just skip over bullshit and drama. You like the shit just as much as I like it. So stop telling me you don't like drama, bitch. You like drama. That's all I wanted to say about that. Because this shit triggered me the fuck off about this devil advocate shit. Like, what? Now you're telling me when I can and can't do things?
You're the king of it too. That's like your middle name.
Yeah. It's like,
What does they think devil advocate is for? Like, if we only see one side of it.
And I don't even think that devil's advocate means that you stand for that. You're just looking at both sides of things.
You're looking at it from a...
Like, you have your own
you're trying to-
perspective. Right, but you're trying to, like you said, you know, I'm
See it from
questioning.
the other side.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I want to see what
I'm
the
not
other
telling
side
you I'm
says.
right, and I'm not telling you
you're
to believe what
wrong.
I'm saying. I'm not telling you you're wrong either. I'm just telling you questions about the shit and trying to see if you want to see, I don't know, maybe not be tunnel vision,
Yeah.
maybe have a different perspective on life. But no, I get it. Y'all want to be on one side of the fence and then fuck everybody else. No, fuck that shit. We're going to challenge the systems the way you guys are supposed to be doing. And we're going to do what we, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to state our opinions and whether you like them or not. I don't give a fuck anymore, man. We ain't sugarcoating shit no more. That's over with. I still have to bleep some shit out just because, you know. But we can't be overly, you know what I'm saying? Sensitive people out here nowadays. So... I just wanted to get that off my chest. I feel so good after I said that.
Wow.
Good.
I'm glad I was able to do that.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah. So we're going to move on. We're going to talk about some more serious shit. The Honda's at it again. We're going to talk about some more serious...
Against Hondas?
No, they're lovely cars, but like the fuckers in these like racing Hondas, they think they're like the fastest cars in the world. No, bitch, they're still Hondas. Like, there's still cars faster than that. They think they're riding in luxury now because you put fucking the shit to the floor and you added a little nitro. So we're going to move on to more serious things. We have some very disturbing things going on in the world. And before we get into all of that, I do want to say that it hasn't gotten the recognition it deserves from the go. Right? It hasn't gotten it from the go. So I want to make that clear because I've been speaking about this for quite some time. Not on the pod, but in regular day life shit. And it hasn't gotten the recognition it deserves. And this is exactly my issue with you so-called fucking activists
Or movements.
and movements that only look at your selfish reasons for whatever caters to you and nothing else. Because there is other people that are just as important. Like, at this point, if this doesn't show you that we should be protecting human people at this point, like, fuck colors, fuck race, fuck ethnicity, fuck all that shit. If this doesn't show you that there's something wrong with society itself, I don't know what to tell you. And what we're talking about is this Asian hate and discrimination and just an attack on Asian people that's been going on. Not just this week, not just last week. It's been going on for months. And it's concerning, right? It's sad that these Asian folks are being
Asian American.
Yeah, Asian American folks are being brutally attacked. They're being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody seems to be having anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Until it's heavily publicized on media or social media. So I want to get your guys' perspective on it and how you guys feel about what's going on. So if any of you guys want to go first, go ahead and speak on how it makes you feel and what you think of it.
I agree with what you said at the beginning that this is something that hasn't gotten the buzz that it should have gotten. And again, it's something that's been happening for a while. I follow someone, she's Asian, and she speaks a lot on it. And I stay knowing what's happening due to her, to be honest. I'm not going out of my way to find out this information, but it's there. And whenever she posts something, I do go and I see what's going on. And, out on like west of the United States, like you guys were mentioning, and out in California, there's a lot of Asian, I guess, aggressors out there. And the sad part is that a lot of times they target the elders, and a lot of times they target Uber drivers. And that's something that I continue to see. And unfortunately, it's not publicized as much. And it's frustrating when you see these marches and these protests happening for a certain group of people. But then when something like this happens, we don't see that. All we see is social media. All we see is, certain people posting on it. And then it's the Asian Americans that a lot of them, the basketball player, I'm not
Jeremy Lin,
who came out and he said, as Asian Americans, we can no longer live with that lifestyle that our parents grew up with, which is keep your head down. Things will, they will end. Like, we have to learn how to advocate for ourselves, and we also have to learn how to express what is happening in our communities. And so looking at that and talking to a few friends that I have, they do say that a lot of times it is the culture as well that prevents them from going out there and saying, look, this is happening. And once you're able to see it with this new generation coming up of Asian Americans, it's a whole different ballgame. And I honestly think that we need to support them. And I mean, I have a lot of close friends who are Asian, so it's so shitty to see this type of thing. And I saw it and I was like, fuck, oh no. Like, it had to get to this point for everyone to pay attention to it. So, it sucks and it hurts. And to the Asian community out there, Asian American community, my condolences. I'll do anything it takes to, to assist any way I can. And not just by reposting shit.
Yeah, on some trendy hashtag.
Oh, because that's what it mostly is. Yeah, a lot of things only gain steam when it affects you, basically. And what Berto was saying, like, people, again, humans, we are selfish as humans, just in general. Like, if you don't say you're selfish, you're just lying to yourself, basically. Because we only look at one agenda. Like, the Black Lives Matter got a lot of trend, like a lot of legs. And when this happened, we only get a story of an hour show or 15 minutes on the show, and then it's blown over within a week. Like, it's no longer a trendy hashtag. Like, if you cared about the Black Lives Matter movement, you should care about this movement just as much if you're looking for equality as for your people. You should have the same energy for another culture that you have no idea of what they can experience. Like, you don't know what they can experience, and it might be similar to what you experience, but you don't know that. So you should have that same energy. If that's what you really wanted from America, if that's what you really wanted, you should have that same energy. But a lot of times we don't have that same energy. Like, for me, I don't protest. I don't movement. That's not me. But that don't mean I don't like people. I love people. That's not me. I'm not outwardly looking for it to go out and protest. That's not me. But that don't mean I don't support anybody. I love people. I want everybody to get along. I don't understand why violence is a big thing in America, but it is. But I don't, just because I don't necessarily support, like, posting or saying stop all the violence all the time, that don't mean I think it's right.
Or you don't care.
Or I don't care about it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I care about it, but I know what I can do. I know what I have the mental capacity or the physical for me to obtain and actually do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man, with what they got going on. Like, it's just sick, man. Like, and it's I'm not in the business of throwing like people under the bus. But have seen people with platforms kind of say what, like, I've heard about this for a long time. That's what I'm saying. Like, I've heard about it. You know, people robbing the Chinese man, bringing the Chinese food to their crib, you know? And that's what I'm saying, where I'm not in the business of throwing people under the bus, but like, that's exactly what we're talking about right now. It's what's currently happening. It just wasn't addressed. It wasn't a big deal. It wasn't trendy. It didn't matter, basically, is what I got out of it, right? And so now we're seeing it. I think I mentioned this when we had our guests here about about people getting beat up, getting robbed, old elderly people at spas and Chinese spots and all this other stuff. Like, it's been happening for a while, and I just don't understand. Like, and then a couple of weeks ago, Jeremy Lin, like, he came out a couple of weeks ago saying that he was getting heckled.
Yeah, in the basketball games, somebody called him coronavirus.
Yeah, and he was saying that people were calling him coronavirus on the court.
But think about it. If we was playing in a game, we wouldn't let that slide, even if we weren't on his team. That's just straight up. That just hate at that point. Like, we played sports before. You can't call nobody that.
And I wonder if anybody stood up.
I don't think so. I don't.
Like,
if anybody stood up from either side, like, to say, like, that's not right.
I don't know. I didn't read. I forgot. I read about it, but then I forgot exactly what happened. Like, I don't think people like took it serious when it happened in the moment.
Right.
It was only after the game.
Right. And I mean, that makes sense. Like, that always happens, right? It's like where people it takes something drastic, like Claudia said, something drastically bad to happen for somebody to finally take it seriously, for finally somebody to be like, oh, like, this is wrong.
When you say drastically, you basically mean somebody getting killed.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
It is sad. It is sad, you know, because it shouldn't be happening all across the board, right? It shouldn't be happening to Asian people. It shouldn't be happening to black people. It shouldn't be happening to brown folk. It shouldn't be happening to anybody.
No white people, nothing should be happening to nobody.
And this is my point exactly about this whole thing, right? It's like, when are we going to wake up as society and see that there's an issue, period, with people, not so much with a certain particular race?
You're right.
I know we like to pawn this off on the white folk. And sometimes that's not even the case.
That's the easy answer. People,
you know, it's easy to pawn it off on the person that you know what I'm saying, that people don't care about necessarily, right? Because I think the white folk have become the scapegoat.
Yeah, the scapegoat. Basically, yeah.
You know, the scapegoat, the target for that.
And I mean, a lot of these videos that I mentioned that I keep seeing on my friends' Instagram and stuff, a lot of those people are people of color. The people that are attacking Asians, a lot of them are people of color. And I think that is something that it's okay to point out. It's okay to express, but we are too afraid of expressing it because of the situation that we're in, where everybody could be like, oh, you know, like.
Well, we're tiptoeing. Everybody's walking on eggshells. Everybody's tiptoeing around the idea of, and it's not, we're not singling somebody out. We're not singling a particular race out. We're not singling out a particular ethnicity out. We're just calling a spade, man. Like, it's, you know, like, we're calling it what it is and how we see it. And too often than not, we get caught up in trying to point the finger, and, well, why are you pointing the finger at me? It's not me.
But most of the time we don't see it because, like, I was listening to some, and we got different experiences just because, like, every race has poverty. But just because my poverty isn't the same as your poverty, that doesn't mean they don't count the same.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I spoke on a couple of weeks ago on our episode, the race one. Yeah. Again, and the response is, to a lot of people, not just black people, brown people, white people, like, it's not the same, right? Like, your struggles are not the same, but at the end of the day, there's still struggles.
But then when you don't see it as the same, you can't understand where that other person is coming from.
Right. We're not trying to get you to feel it.
Yeah, we're not trying to get you to understand what you obviously not that race. I would never understand what Berto feels as a Mexican.
Right.
I would never understand what Claudia feels as a Cuban person.
Right. Or a brown person, for you know what I'm saying? Or a brown person.
I don't know what that feels like, and I don't want to know what that feels like.
Right.
Because I can't experience it.
But we can understand struggle and pain
and our own, and try to,
or just something being wrong. Period.
Yeah.
And You know, and I'm so glad you guys touch on this because a lot of times when it comes to the word that B hates, minorities, we see a lot of times Asian people being on top, right? And a lot of times, something I've noticed with people of color, it's like, oh, Asians, you know, basically they pass as white. No, they have their own struggle. Like Asian people have their own struggle. You can't just say like, oh, you know, they pass as white. Well, if to you they are a more successful race or whatever you want to call it, well, work on yourself. Don't worry about anyone else. Work on yourself, but don't simply exclude them because they can pass as, you know. So it touched right onto what you guys were saying.
Really now I remember what it was that I brought up. It was the whole of how Chinese restaurants came about in the U.S. I think it was I'm not sure if it was an article I read. I read a lot of bullshit. No, it's actually not bullshit, but like certain stuff I read is bullshit, and then some of the stuff is just unnecessary information that I probably shouldn't know, but I do anyway. And it was a long thread, right? A long Twitter thread. Bad place to get your resources.
But again, this is not educational.
I'm not 100% sure on it. I did Google a little bit more on it after I found like, whoa, like this is interesting. Let me Google and see what is fact, what isn't. Typically what I do, right? So I looked it up, right? And what started to come up was how some when the Asians started opening, the only way for Asian people to get into the country was through these Chinese restaurants and starting a business, right? And so it was some kind of act in the US, like it was a law.
Yeah.
And it was basically they weren't allowed to come to the US unless they were starting a business or an establishment. And so what would happen was these Asian folk would get a business started, right, a Chinese restaurant, and they would start to like gain steam or whatever. People liked it, right? Because Americans, you know, we're like, oh, we're eating Chinese food, you know, and some of the shit isn't really Chinese food, right? And so they started to cater to the Americans, right? So then people, once they got off their, on their feet and started to take off and really fend for themselves, they would bring more people and bring them to work to the Chinese restaurant, and then they would start it, and then that other family would start a different business somewhere else, another Chinese spot, right? And then they would start, and then that was the cycle, right? It was just them bringing them over. But even then, like, that's crazy to not allow a whole
I was gonna get back to that.
A whole country,
you have to start a business just to come here,
like a whole country of people, just because you didn't want them here.
Yeah.
Like it was an exclusion act, like it was like the Chinese Exclusion Act or some crazy shit like that, right? And so that's like baffling. So like it's been in our history, right? And so much of this stuff, again, is stuff that we don't know, right? And it's a lot of ignorance, right? Ignorance within people, within our minorities, right? Between people of color, between brown people, between black people. It's a lot of that we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of ignorance, right? Even some of the things where I was like, well, Mexicans were slaves. Well, we weren't the kind of slave we were. Why does that even matter?
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
How about the fact that we were just slaves?
Yeah.
That we were both just slaves.
Your struggle ain't my struggle.
Right? How about the fact that when you couldn't go to school because it was a white-only school, we couldn't go to school. And we got together, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, somebody that was Mexican or of Mexican descent was the one who catered to get in schools for black people and brown people to go to school.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to go to school and they weren't allowed to. And I think that's how some of the stuff came about with the Board of Education and Brown or something like that. I think my history is a little hazy. I'm not too historian, but that's exactly how that started, right? And so it was a thing for people of color and brown folk to go to school, right? And that was done by us together.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so it's baffling, right? It's baffling, some of the stuff. I was speaking to somebody about this the other day where we're tied at the hip for history, like for eons and just centuries of us working together. And now all of a sudden it's become,
we want to be separate.
But now all of a sudden we want to be separate. And again, we're forgetting where we're coming from, right? As much as we want to remember where we come from, we forget.
Why is America so great again?
Because Trump said so.
Okay.
But yeah, back to this Asian thing, right? So there was a very unfortunate crime done, right? And nobody's calling this dude a fucking terrorist, which is fucking confusing to me, right? Because that's what this person is, right? Mm-hmm. Whether or not you
like, they didn't even
you intentionally like did it because they were Asians or not, it was still a terrorist act.
Yeah.
They didn't even want to call it a hate crime on the local news the same day.
Right.
It's like, we don't know. We got to gather the
They still don't
gather
know
the
whether,
information.
They still don't know whether to call it a sexist act or a racial act. They don't know what to call this thing. And
Yeah, they still
they should
don't
just call it what it is. If anybody else was up there, we'd know what they'd be calling it, right?
Damn right.
Yeah, we know what they'd be calling it. So, do we want to say this goof's name?
Nah.
No, right? So now they're blaming it on this goofball, this idiot, this piece of shit. They're blaming it on him being addicted to sex. This is what they're blaming it on. That's what it basically says, right? This article says basically that he suffered from, that he would visit places and would go visit massage parlors for sex. So now we're playing to the misconception that massage parlors are sex places.
Especially
Asian ones.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I'm not denying there's some shady ass places, because I know some. But it doesn't mean that they're all Asian. It doesn't mean that it's Asian people running this. Like, but that's what they're saying. What do you guys think about that? You think it's a hate crime?
Yeah.
Yeah, say
You think it's a terrorist?
Yes.
An act of terrorism?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Terrorism, the definition, yes. You're trying to terrorize a group of people,
Exactly.
a race or ethnic group.
Look it. It says that this
Singling out.
It says this piece of shit, whose church strictly prohibited sex outside of marriage, was distraught by his failed attempts to curb his sexual urges.
And this is what happens. It ties back.
Oh my God.
And, and to me, it's bullshit that they're blaming it on a sex addiction, right? To me, I've noticed that whenever a white person commits a crime and they do terrorist attacks, it's always some sort of mental illness and they need assistance due to mental health. Like, no, call it for what it is. He knew what he was doing. He went in there and he knew what he was doing. And I read somewhere that the reason why he did it was, because Asian women trigger his need for sex. Well, then, I don't know. Go home and jack off and call it a day. Like, what are you doing?
Wow.
Like, you don't kill people because you're... Like, what?
That doesn't even make sense.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
I hope this asshole's in jail. Now I'm studying ratings. I don't even know where he's at. But I hope he's in jail. Somewhere in a cell. Not even jail. Just somewhere in a cell to begin the writing process. Because you're a real piece of shit person, man. Like you it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it comes in a time where things are happening. So that to me should be like the red flag for people trying to figure out why it was done. Like,
right, yeah.
It happened during a time where this is specifically attacks are being made on Asians and Asian American folks. And then this happens at a huge, grander scale. But now we're trying to blame it on sex and church and all this other bullshit. It has nothing to do with you how about you just a piece of shit person?
Yeah, well, why can't that just be the answer?
Right. You're just a shit person. Simple as that. It says that he planned attacks at other places. Like, we don't know what he was going after.
We never do.
But what we do know is that he attacked 6 people, was it?
8.
And forgive me for 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was 8 women, 6 of them being of Asian descent, right? Or all of them being of Asian descent.
I believe it was all.
Really? It doesn't say.
6 or 8. What is it?
It doesn't fucking matter. There was a lot of people, So I don't want to disregard the other people that died. That's why I'm
yeah, I got you.
So it's an unfortunate event all across the board. It's unfortunate that it was Asian American people involved in such a shitty, situation. And stop the Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Stop people hate.
Yeah.
Stop.
But then again, this is not gaining traction. Where is the where's the protest for this? I don't get it.
Yeah, how come we're not setting fires and robbing stores and
breaking shit.
breaking shit. Like we should be, you know.
Why are we not angry about
Like
this?
I don't
this
mean
much?
to be funny, you know.
No,
Yeah.
but I feel like people
Like
are
I'm
very.
being serious.
I know you're being serious, but
I feel like people are just very calm about this. A little too calm.
Yeah, there's like no anger behind it. There's no nothing behind it.
because there's nothing in it for him, B.
Yeah, see, that's some bullshit.
There's nothing in it for him. When you ain't get nothing, what am I wasting my energy for?
It's sick, man. This happens all the time.
Again, it's not everybody. Obviously, we know people that do. We know most people are decent people that we know.
It's just for some reason it doesn't strike a chord with folks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to a little bit something more lighthearted.
Very lighthearted.
Yeah, we're going from one extreme to the other.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's okay. We'll make it work. Now that we got that serious topic off the way, and yes, rest in peace to all those folks involved in that tragedy. And we're here for you, my Asian Americans and Asian people. We're here for you. It's unfortunate. So we'll move on. Way lighter. So laid back lighter. Like it's almost like we're laying down in bed lighter.
Gotcha.
You know, it's a play on words, guys. It's a play on words. I was a rapper at some point in my lifetime.
Some point.
Yeah, some point in my lifetime I was a rapper, believe it or not. One day we're gonna divulge into everything B tried once and then decided not to stick with it. Like, I hope podcast isn't it either, but I like podcast a little more than anything else I've done. I might like it more than rapping.
Really?
Maybe.
Oh no, B.
Yeah.
You and your rappers.
Yeah, but I love this podcast.
You love
and
talking.
shit. Yeah, I love talking. I like discussing and shit, setting shit off. Setting it on fire, watching the world burn. My cup of tea. So we are going to talk about threesomes. This topic came about because Keith was talking about to us last week. I think this is why it came about.
You want me to tell me?
Yeah, Keith. So tell us why this topic came about. What were we talking about last week when the podcast went off air?
We were talking about again Twitter, a very good source, right?
Yes.
So people may have heard this OnlyFans couple. They had a threesome. It was a couple, and they had a threesome. So they brought a woman involved in the threesome, and the other woman got pregnant by the guy. And she wanted to keep the baby, and the person that wanted that wanted the threesome don't want her to keep the baby, and she can't do anything about it. And we want to know, like, is it a way to have a threesome, or is it?
Well, that's what the threesome conversation is coming from. Is from this incident. What would you guys do, man? What would you do, Keith, as the guy there? Like, you just, went to town on two people. You're like, because that's what you're going to do. Naturally, we're guys, right? And you're just like, I just killed that shit. And then, like, a couple weeks pass by.
Oh, my God.
You're in love with your, who your partner you're with. And then here comes this Jezebel. And she's like, I'm pregnant.
That would be. Well,
and she's like, I want to have this baby. Wait, is there any option for her? I guess it's whatever she wants, right? But
unless she signed a NDA or something, like, or unless they signed.
I don't
something
even think that would, like. That's life.
Yeah, that's life. Yeah, basically that's life. Like, if you didn't want her to get pregnant, you should have protected
Right,
yourself.
like, what the fuck? Who would put that into a contract? If you get pregnant, no. Like, you can't have it. Like, who would say that? Like,
I guess so.
You're basically telling somebody to have an abortion.
Right, yeah.
And that's,
which is
you can't tell
legal,
somebody to
I
do
don't
that.
think.
No.
What would you do, Keith? Would you be sad?
No, I probably won't be sad. I'll be happy about the baby.
Yeah.
Actually.
So a whole.
So what about if your girl?
family.
What if your girl's like, "Fuck you,
Yeah,
man!
see,
Why you
look,
so
see,
happy,
look,
you
look.
motherfucker?
Because-
Well, you love her. Do you love her?
Look, see, look. We turn into something else, man. I'm worried about the
Do you
kid.
love her?
I gotta like the mom to like the kid. If the mom don't like me, then the kid probably ain't gonna like me because she controls it mostly.
Keith is a good guy. Look at him. I gotta make sure she likes me, man.
You're
Right?
concerned about
If
her.
she don't like me, then I can't see my kid. Then you know how they do that. Women get the power with the kid most of the time.
What if she just don't let you see a period?
What do you mean? Like,
What if she's like, I'm
If I-
having a baby, but you ain't allowed to see it? It's my baby.
oh, see now we see.
Would you have an issue with that, or would you?
Yeah, we'll have an issue with that.
Why?
What do you mean? Why? It's my kid. I made it too. What are you talking
I'd be like, okay.
Look,
You want the baby all for yourself?
look, as men,
Good.
look,
Take him.
as men, we don't get the power to have the kid first.
No.
We second option.
Hey, your choice, your body. Figure it out, buddy.
Oh,
You don't want me involved? Cool. Let's write this in paper.
but I would keep the kid. I mean, I'll be happy about the kid though.
How you gonna deal with the angry girlfriend?
Figure that out.
How you gonna deal with her?
What do you mean? I'm gonna deal with
What
it?
if she's like, I'll end the relationship?
Yeah, I'll end the relationship if you decide.
Or-
You decide to, yeah.
If I decide to be in a kid's life,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You
in the
decide to
relationship.
support-
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm into the relationship.
Damn, you're a good guy.
So you're okay. Let's say you've
You're
been
about
with
shit,
this.
Keith, but it's okay.
Let's say
You ain't doing that shit. You ain't.
you've been with this person for a good amount
Yeah.
of time.
With my
You're just gonna
kid?
end it,
Your girlfriend.
but
you've
you
been
didn't
with-
even plan this kid.
Yeah.
Okay, whether I planned it or not, that is still a kid at the end of the day.
Okay, pro-choice.
What would you do? You put me in the bind. What would y'all do?
All right, buddy. We
I
get
don't know,
it. You're
I
a
just
good
wanted to-
guy.
yeah, you're great.
All right,
man.
Keith. You're a great guy. We get it. Blah
Your
blah blah.
girlfriend has a winner.
Yeah. Wow. What a model boyfriend.
I'm doing what I would do if it would happen to me. That's what you asked me for.
All right,
Okay,
Keith. You're a
okay.
fun man. All right,
Now,
buddy.
if it happened in real life, again, a little emotionally,
Motherfucker, what are you talking about? That's what I'm saying.
I
In
know.
real life, but
I know in real life it's just it hits different if it happens. Like happens. Like I would still do what I said, but it would just be a lot more realer. What is that? You hear that?
I hope it'll go okay here, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Whatever. The listeners will have to listen to the kitchen being thrown down on. So it's cool. No worries. They're hungry.
But again, I was the kid. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, fuck it.
What
You're a
would you
good.
do?
You're a good guy. Me?
Yeah.
Whatever
Stay
you
with
want
the
to do.
girl?
I'm staying with my girl. That's not changing.
So you're not saying she's gonna say the kid's is out your life?
If she wants the kid out of my life, I mean, she doesn't have a choice in that.
Oh, she don't have a choice in it. You told me I gotta choose.
She doesn't. No, that's not what I asked you. Right? You're asking me if I choose to be in the kid's life, if they want me to. But if my girlfriend's like, don't be in the kid's life, I'm just like,
You're
it's not
not
up to
gonna
her. I'll be like, cool. But if I'm mandated by court to have the baby every weekend or some shit like that, I'm not going to jail for you. Like, I'm gonna bring the kid around.
But then you said you wouldn't break up with your girlfriend.
Yeah,
What if
no.
she puts that ultimatum?
What if she put the
on her?
ultimatum of it? Just kick
Oh yeah,
him
then
out?
we just goodbye.
Oh, look, see, you did the same thing I would do.
Because I'm not going to jail though. You're just because you're a good guy.
Oh, but you want me to go to jail?
I'm not going to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to prison. Yeah, but the question's different.
Look,
I asked
see,
you
how's it different? It's the same.
Because I asked you something different. You're asking me if I'm going to be in the kid's, like, if I want the kid in my life. If the lady doesn't want me in the kid's life, cool. I'm staying with my girl. I'm staying with my girl regardless, right? If it was up to me. But if the lady's like, you got to be in the kid's life, I'm telling my girl, hey, man, I ain't got no choice. By court.
Yeah, by court, yeah.
By court, I ain't had no choice but to be there for the kid's family, for the kid's life. And I'm not going to jail for you. Hell no. I'm too cute for jail. You know what they do to a guy like me in there? Somebody's bitch. Oh my good. What would you do, Claudia?
Claudia, you on the other side. What would you do?
What would you do right now if you
I would
were...
have an abortion.
Damn.
Dang, she said that quick.
That was extreme. That was fast. All right.
I've been thinking because I knew you guys were gonna ask, so I was like, yeah, no.
What if Jay's like, no, we should keep the baby?
Or we breaking up?
Yeah. What if
I mean, if she wants to keep the baby, then
yeah, what if you had like you and Jade had a threesome with a guy, and then the guy got one of you guys pregnant, and then you want to keep it, your girlfriend wants the goodbye.
Well, let's put it on her. She wants to have the abortion. Let's
Yeah.
say she don't want to keep
Yeah,
it.
okay.
because
Yeah.
Jade wouldn't want me to have the abortion.
Okay.
And Jay would keep
Yeah.
it. What would
Yeah.
you? How would you?
And then she's like, if you abort that baby, we're done.
Like, let's be a big old family.
Look at you. It's okay. Let's turn off the camera real quick. And the microphone. What are you going to say, Claudia, again?
Wow.
Fuck that shit. I'm having a version.
I'm out of here.
No, but
But looking for an excuse.
no, I'd prefer to have an abortion just because the circumstances is not ideal for me. What if I don't, it's a one-time thing. Like, you were only good for the threesome. I don't necessarily want you in my life. And then the tricky part is that if the person then wants to be a part of the kid's life, they have every right to be like, yo, that's my kid. Like, I want to be a
What
part
if
of
the guy's like, I'll take the baby. You have it.
Oh, wow. Oh, B, I like that.
I don't know.
I, like that,
I feel like I would get no. If I choose
you
to
wouldn't
have
do it? You wouldn't do it for the guy?
If
Damn,
I
that's
choose,
so
I
petty.
wonder what the guy said. I'll take care of it.
listen.
That's so petty.
If I choose, if that was the instance, I'd probably be like, I'd rather than just co-parent, because I don't know. Like,
You
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
like giving-
I wouldn't want to get, and I know myself. Like, the minute I hold a baby, I'd get attached.
But technically, it's the other dude's baby, too. Not you
No,
and
that's
Jay's.
why co-parent with. Like,
okay.
if
I was
that
like,
was the
of course.
case.
Yeah.
No, if that was the case,
Mm.
like co-parent, I guess.
So you would have it?
Yeah.
So no abortion.
In that case, no. But for me, yes.
Damn.
It's easy. I'm not trying to have all that drama.
You guys think threesomes are looked down upon
I think so.
Yeah, in some
as
ways.
society? I don't think so.
Maybe
a lot of
it's
people-
50-50.
Depends. I feel like some people
I think there's curiosity for everyone.
possibly, yeah.
So I don't think it's looked down on. I think there's a lot of curiosity. I don't
Why
know.
do you think curiosity?
Because people want to know.
What it's
Like,
like?
wouldn't you want to know if somebody wanted to have a threesome with you? No?
Never had that thought.
Come on.
I never had that, right?
Come on.
Yeah, I never had
Come
that.
on.
B,
No, I never had
B,
that
just
thought.
because you are getting offered
Right, just
every
because
week.
you got thoughts.
I know.
No.
And getting
My girlfriend's
offered.
watching this episode. No, I don't have thoughts.
Come on, B. You tell me off. Kid.
Turn off the mics.
Yeah. Yeah, what do you, like, I don't know. I think people have thoughts. Curiosity.
I think
It's only natural.
when you say look down upon, I think it's more accepting if a guy has a threesome rather than a girl.
Why?
No, I think it's more accepting for a threesome in a sense to be two women and a guy, because a lot of time for men, some men could be like, oh, that takes away your masculinity. And I don't think it does.
When it's two girls?
No, when it's
Two
men.
guys.
Yeah, two men. But a lot of men don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I asked this question to somebody. I said, it's for you, Keith, right here. This is your moment to shine, man.
Wow. I'm ready. Pass it.
I asked somebody if they would be able to perform in a threesome if they were in a room with another guy, or would they get sad? Like, would you get camera shy, basically, like in a room with another guy? Like, obviously with a girl, two girls, like, dun dun dun.
To you.
But no,
No, I'm joking.
but
Like you can
But
say
if-
no.
But if you're in there with another guy, are you like in the back of your mind like thinking like you're sad now?
No, as long as we
Are
ain't
you
doing
be able
that-
to perform?
As long as the other dude stay in his lane, I'm in my lane. We good.
So you'd be able to do a guy threesome, a guy girl threesome?
I'm not gonna do it, but I would do it. I have not done it. It's not in my plans, please.
But you would.
But I would, yeah.
Okay. And you, Claudia, have you? No, right? Would you? Two guys.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't be into it?
No.
What about two girls?
Honestly, I wouldn't. Maybe. Maybe, but it's overall, threesomes are fucking overwhelming. Whenever I hear people say about threesomes, I never hear like, "Oh my god, it was awesome. I enjoyed it so
Someone
much."
didn't get- someone didn't get
they're just
satisfied
like, bro,
most
it
of the
was
time,
so
huh?
it was so much work, and the guy couldn't keep up. That's what I hear.
What'd you expect from us, man?
No, and exactly, and I was like, it's
You're gonna run into the same problem.
Hey,
with
B.
girls.
I got something for you. I saw something on Twitter again. I'm always on Twitter.
I see.
I saw a post where this guy had his girlfriend vibrator, and he was like, and it was doing all these kind of motions and stuff, right? And he was like, how are we supposed to compete with this, with the vibrator and stuff and the dildo? And the girl posted like, y'all too worried about thinking it's not looking at it as a teammate and looking at it more as an enemy or a threat to you.
Yeah. But I also don't like that they throw the shit, though, what Claudia just said about guys not being able to perform. Because women might not be able to perform in a situation like that either.
That's a lot. And
you know what I'm saying? Like,
imagine two guys. That shit is a lot. Hell no. No. Like, no.
I think I'd be able to perform.
That's too much.
But, like, not with, like, two girls. I was one. Well, obviously, I'm not doing anything to the guy. So, with
you sure?
Another guy there.
A B, gotta be inclusive. B.
But what if they touch you a little?
Gotta be inclusive. B.
No, I don't want to be touched.
B. Gotta. What if the girl touch you?
That's fine.
Oh, why is that fine, B?
Because I don't want a guy to touch me.
So
like, in that situation, I don't want to be touched by a guy.
So okay, for you guys, for you guys, then I'm assuming that the guy would have to be at the other end of the body.
I mean, not necessarily.
Because then how are you guys not gonna do it?
Well, the guy could be on bottom, the girl on top, and then.
Well, there's a difference between that and like being like, yeah.
But that's still touching.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
you're still touching.
I get that, but that's different. You know what I'm saying? That's different from you going like, yeah.
Come on, B.
You know what I'm saying? Like with consent. Like that's different, right? That's different from you doing that to
then accidentally touching.
You know, like to me, you know, doing something and you're on the other side and the shit's just we're too close because the holes are too close together. Like that's just how it is, right? But whatever, you know, it is what it is. That's what I'm thinking, right? But I don't know. I've never been in a situation like that.
You sure?
No.
You got a lot of experience, it sounds like.
No. I've never been in a situation.
Doesn't sound like you got experience.
Never been in a situation like that. I don't want to be in a situation like that because with two girls, I would not perform.
Someone will be upset, but you wouldn't care.
Somebody's going to be mad.
You wouldn't care, though.
And in a situation like that, we don't have time to be mad. I'm trying to get, you know? Is there... Keith asked if there's a difference off camera. He asked if there was a difference between running a train and having a threesome. And we came to the conclusion that
it is a difference.
That it would have to be a bunch of guys. But can it... it can also be a girl thing, though.
How?
If there's like five or six girls with plastic ones and one girl taking it. I think the act of the one girl being the one taking it all is what makes it the train part. Okay. As opposed to it being a fivesome or something like that. Or foursome. You know, like...
Well, it's no such thing as a fivesome. It's only three. It's threesome, foursome, and then once you get to five, it's orgy after that.
Oh. Damn,
Keith.
Intellectual
Keith.
Keith.
That knowledge on point.
Intellectual Keith. Huh? Well, I guess.
I didn't know that. It'd be like 6-some, 7-some.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know.
So you wouldn't be part of an orgy either, right?
A part of an orgy? With what? Like a bunch of people? Different people?
Yeah, just a bunch of people.
Like all girls?
No, it's a bunch of people.
Bunch of people. Isn't that what an orgy is, though? A bunch of people?
Yeah, a bunch of people, but
it can be all girls, though.
Yeah, it can be all girls.
And one guy.
Oh, yeah,
and that'd be considered an orgy.
You just all about the all girls thing.
I like girls. I mean, sorry. I thought we were in a judgment-free zone, Keith. Yeah, I don't know. Running the train sounds weird to me. It's a little weird.
It does sound weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I guess it's no different if she would have fucked 5 different other guys individually.
It's not?
No.
It's no different. You don't
if you do 5 guys in one night and 5 guys
in 5 nights?
In like 5 different nights, it would be the same shit, essentially.
Do what you gotta do.
Right? That would be it, right?
Yeah.
Like it would be, it's not different.
That's messed up.
Yeah. It's not different, Keith. I know you're trying to make it sound like it's different, but it's not. It's the same. It's the same.
That's crazy.
That is a lot of dick, man. Like in one sitting, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's painful.
That's what I'm saying. One sitting, like every night. I mean,
that shit is no.
I don't know,
that
man.
Would be painful.
That sounds wild. I wonder if we know anybody that's had that done to them before.
Hey, if you have, come on the podcast and explain.
Explain to us. We'll have another sex episode.
We said we'll have one, right?
Yeah, we would. Part 2. but I would want to have somebody else that's just as experienced.
Yeah, because our experiences are a little short, right?
Yeah, we're not.
We're not too wild.
Yeah, we're not sex savvy.
You sound bummed when you say that, didn't he?
I mean, I don't care. I don't care. Whatever, you know. All I know is I can't do it. It's too difficult. Too difficult.
You don't feel emasculated for saying that?
No. First of all, I need a break in between. Second of all, like
You can't go right after?
nah.
No, I'm joking.
And I'm more
I
of
don't know
the
how they do it.
I'm more of the I gotta get like it takes
In the
a while.
rhythm?
You know what I'm saying? Like it's gotta be a lot going on before we even you know?
Why are you using symbols, man? You can't say what you want to say.
Like it's gonna take a lot for us to have sex to actually get to the part where we're having like intercourse, penis into vagina, as opposed to
You need the foreplay.
yeah. I need the foreplay. I need like it's just the zone
You need it
thing.
all every
Yeah,
time?
Yeah. I need like it needs
I
to.
mean, I like foreplay. Like that's what gets you there. Like
Yeah.
excited.
So when you don't have it, is it different? Or it's
I feel
always
like when you don't have it, I feel like there's either one person's getting
Yeah.
off more than the other. Mm-hmm. I feel like when you don't do it, that means somebody is getting
Because
one
not
and
everyone's body is the
Yeah,
same. Like
yeah,
not
yeah.
everyone gets aroused as quick. Some people it takes
somebody-
longer.
Yeah. Like we need to get in the mood and stuff. We need to play around a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fun more that way. And then a lot of people don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to just be like, yeah, I'm here. Let's get to it. You know?
That's weird.
That is weird. It feels all weird and shit. You're not even ready yet either. Like you can run into that situation, right, where a girl's not ready to go either.
Yeah.
Then that shit hurts.
Oh yeah, it does.
You know,
It's not the greatest feeling. You guys
that's
think
like-
it's always a good feeling.
That's like dragging your penis on
yeah,
sandpaper.
yeah, they always think it's a good feeling, right? It's not really.
Like grab a piece of sandpaper and just
Not that great.
yeah. So I don't know. You know, they like to talk shit about guys. Sometimes they ain't ready to go neither. Yeah, right.
We like to flip it on them.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna complain about my dick not getting hard enough, or quick enough for you, then you need to be doing other work, bitch. Like that's just how it's gonna work. You know, like some girls get wet easier, some don't. Some takes a while. Gotta get the groove on, but whatever. Threesomes are fun. Have them if you want them. Not for me. I'm assuming they're fun. I've never had them.
Yeah, right. You see how he said that? Threesomes are fun.
So
I know you heard that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a chuckle.
So I think it's a good time to close it out. I do want to say before we close it out that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we are on Anchor for your ass. And we're on YouTube, so go subscribe, my
point.
friends. Huh?
You didn't point. Subscribe.
Subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. Look at Keith for producing me. Subscribe.
just trying to make 'em
And don't forget, we are your podcast favorite podcast. And we are out. Peace.